Now let's kick off whereby the Ministry of Education has unveiled prototype desks that will be used in schools as part of preparations to resume physical learning in January. Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha unveiling the desk cautioned against corruption in procurement of the furniture designed to ensure social distancing in the wake of the pandemic. 1.9 billion shillings has been set aside towards acquisition of the new furniture
by the government to facilitate the resumption of physical learning in adherence to the safety measures against the spread of COVID-19 appear to be on course. The Ministry of Education unveiling the new design of desks and chairs that will be used in public schools across the country. Gone are the days when at least 3 pupils shared one desk. The Education CS Professor George Magoha and the Interior PS Karanja Kibicho being the first to test the new furniture that will now be used in public schools as a means to ensure social distancing rules are adhered to. The government already set aside 1.9 billion shillings under the economic stimulus program for this project. Speaking at KICC Nairobi, where he met with county commissioners to issue guidelines for the implementation of the project, Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha affirmed that the government is keen on sealing all corruption loopholes in the project.
Even if your brother has a workshop which cannot produce, don't give him. But on the other hand, you should also not discriminate against the not well-established workshops that can. I'm not an engineer, but to bend this thing at a degree here, I think people who are trained in technical schools can do this, isn't it?
These people are supposed to help the Ministry of Education to identify carpenters who are on the edge of being vulnerable groups to be able to be involved in making these desks.
We shall be holding each one of us individually responsible for the resources that will come to your county, for the county commissioner and the county director of education, and the sub-counties for our sub-county director and the deputy county commissioner. And we want to assure you that we shall release the resources that is required by our Juagali artisans as soon as you advise us to do so. So we shall be depending on how you deal with it yourself.
The government intends to engage SMEs and local artisans to make desks for all schools in the country. Interior PS Dr. Karanja Kibichu urged the National Government Administration officers to guard against anyone threatening the integrity of the process.
I am told by the officers who gave me a brief that you have accepted to load up from 50% of the cost of the desk. And there comes the danger and why we need these people. Because you can give a carpenter 50%, alafu ukimpigia simu imezimwa. We need these people to do that work for you, to ensure anybody who has received your front loading delivers the desks.
The goal is to deliver over 622,300 desks, lockers and chairs to public primary and secondary schools, with every ward expected to produce at least one school.
Those who have worked with me know how I work. We give you responsibility, but it is never complete. That is why you see me going to the fields. So we shall come and interrogate. As the process is going on, we shall come and interrogate how you have identified the schools. Because if you have identified the schools fairly, then they can make as much noise as they want out there. But then we don't have an issue.
Design prototypes and technical specifications have been unveiled to the county commissioners, deputy county commissioners and county directors of education, with the deputy county commissioners expected to ensure the furniture meet the specifications of the prototypes before being delivered to schools. For Channel 1 News, I'm Safin Acheng Oma.